Hello!
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Matt, aka Legion Rex, and welcome to the Generic Anime Podcast, also known as The G.A.P. I'm your host. And with me, I have my co-host, Shane, aka The Bearded One. How are you doing today, Shane?
Ah!
Very relatable. With us, we also have our other co-host, Spencer. How are you doing today, Spencer?
Wow, that was fucking lackluster shit. I fought you yesterday. You were supposed to fizz like a fucking bottle rocket, you dumb cunt.
Is this the follow-up to the Sprite fiasco?
Mm-hmm.
Sprite fiasco.
Except this time it's Dr. fucking Pepper. More like Dr. Bullshit. I'm doing good, thanks for asking.
I
think we already have a name for the episode. More like Dr. Bullshit.
More like Dr. Bullshit, am I right? This episode is not sponsored by Dr. Pepper, and will never be because now we just insulted them, and I don't think they want to sponsor us.
But hey, Dr. Pepper, if you want to sponsor our show,
Instead, this episode is sponsored by the refreshing taste of water, which I'm drinking right now.
Oh, same, bro. Water boys.
Water. Hey,
stay
there's
hydrated.
Water in this, I think. Carbonated
Get
water.
Get hydrated with that H2O.
Oh.
Stay hydrated, folks. We have a lot. We have a wonderful show for y'all today. We're gonna cover some simulcasts. We talk about some news. We're gonna talk about our featured anime of the podcast, which was a meta that was successful. The rare successful meta on this podcast.
We have a 50-50 ratio.
It's a 50-50 track record, which means that the next meta
will fail.
It will fail. No matter what we do, it will fail. So, with that, I think it's time we I think it's time we get started here. Just jump right into it. Talk about some simulcasts. I'm behind.
Yeah.
So I've been busy. I was on set a lot of the time last couple weeks.
So Matt really has nothing to talk about, correct?
No, not really. It's up to y'all.
Okay, well, Spencer said beforehand the one thing he wants to talk about will take like 30 seconds. So, Spencer, go for it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, sure. So, here you are, ready? Watch Kaguya-sama. Fuck You, Promise Neverland. Why are you still watching Girly Air Force? And
you know what? I can't even tell you, man. I watched 10 episodes of it.
And I'm sorry, but if it means anything, I'm starting Mob Psycho today.
Oh, finally.
Oh, shit. There you go.
It only took the season.
Yeah, it only took 3 months.
It only took 3 months of me going, come on, a dub's coming any day, guys. A dub's coming any day.
Dub is dead.
And then Crunchyroll going, lol.
Yeah.
If anything, they'll probably wait until after it's done and then release it all at once.
Anything you want to talk about, Shane?
I have like one thing I want to talk about. And
what's that? Is it Girly Air Force?
No. But let's just say when we do our seasonal awards next week, or next podcast, probably going to be my guilty pleasure, because all my other guilty pleasure contenders ended up just being bad. I want to talk about Domestic Girlfriend.
I've heard this went...
It went right in the fucking gutter, dude. Like...
Are we talking... But is it like good gutter?
No! Okay,
are we talking like literal incest?
Okay, remember,
almost like the show was built into that.
Remember at the beginning of the season when I was like, you know what? It's covering some taboo topics. It's like riding that fucking fine line between being really smart and really gross. It just went straight in the toilet. It is just pure gross now. And
also, I want to state, just because it's building up to incest doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah,
Eromanga was building up to incest.
Previously we had like really smart and like intricate depictions of like sex in adolescence and puberty and crushes and all that stuff. Now it's just, hey, we're siblings now, but I still kind of like you after we fuck. Do you want to kiss and not tell anyone? Let's do that. Oh, our other sibling walked in and she's the teacher that you had a crush on. Now she wants to fuck you and you're going to have a secret relationship about it. Like...
It took... Don't worry, you got this far.
Yeah. Like, it's, I feel, it's gotten to the point where I just feel dirty watching it, and that was the one direction I didn't want it to go. Unfortunately, here we are.
And now, but it's still your guilty pleasure.
No!
Not anymore?
I can't condone this shit, dude. If I don't feel at least the slightest bit good while watching it, I can't consider it a guilty pleasure. Because every week I'm watching it, and I'm just like, just stop. Please. Just don't do that. So yeah, that's a train wreck, and that's sad, because it started off really good, and now it's just incest. So yeah.
No, welcome to incest, boys. It begins again, once again.
That's really all I wanted to talk about. I had to get that off my chest. That's two L's I've taken this season.
Fucking, I think everyone was up for Domestic Girlfriend.
Domestic Girlfriend is an L for everybody.
Like, it makes it that much more painful that it actually started off strong, and I was like, you know what, this is actually smart writing, and I feel like they know what they're doing. And they couldn't fucking resist, could they? Okay, then allow me to pull back the curtain a bit.
So, I figured it was going to get gross, okay?
Like, okay, just to clarify, I agree with you.
No, listen, okay? I figured it was going to get gross. So what I did, because I was almost positive that once it hit that, I wouldn't be able to watch it anymore, I read the synopsis of the manga.
Oh, no.
Up to the present, okay? And I don't know where they are in that synopsis now.
Who fucking knows, dude?
But it gets even more fucked.
Great, okay.
It gets even more fucked.
You know,
okay?
There's only 3 episodes left.
The teacher is very similar to the teacher from Please Teacher, in which she's this manipulative, egotistical, controlling bitch.
Yeah, I agree.
And the younger sister isn't much better, because she's a jealous, catty, sex-driven motherfucker, and both of them are terrible people. And the brother isn't much better.
The brother is a fucking instigator.
He goes along and he pushes and pushes.
Like the fucking,
and it gets even more gross. So I honestly cannot recommend.
Like the brother is the worst, because honestly he's the enabler in all this. He's just like, he sees all this shit happening around him and he knows that it's wrong, but he's just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna go with it. Let's do it. Let's have a secret relationship between me, the student, and you, the teacher, where we make out in the school hallway in front of a window. Anyone could see you. Why are you doing this? Stop!
He just sounds like an idiot more than anything.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. Let me... I can summarize the show in one sentence. He's using the wrong head. There you go.
Relatable, but also no.
Relatable, but also doesn't make you a good character. Anyway, let's move on. Because that's a train wreck, and I feel gross just talking about it.
So I think we can all agree that Wiz is still guilty pleasure of the season. Then,
I would say that, but Wiz is just boring.
No, I will 100% say I am to a point unironically enjoying Wiz.
I'm not. I really am.
It's just okay. It's weird. Taboo Tattoo fills me with such rage, but Wiz just kind of makes me go, eh.
Like, it could be worse, but
it could be the original Handshakers.
Yeah. It could be worse, but honestly, I think it's left guilty pleasure status for me, just because it's just fucking boring, dude. Like,
the only thing that saves it for me right now is purely the art direction.
And honestly, that's not even that good.
Oh no, I actually fucking love it.
Coming from the guy who says that the show's characters don't even fit in their own show.
Yes, because they don't. Because the fucking art style is this really nice kind of photorealism anime, and they look like anime.
They just took pictures of outside and they put it in the show, to be honest. That's what it is.
Guess what? It looks good. I don't give a shit. It's aesthetic.
Aesthetic. All right. I think Is that all you need to talk about for Simulcast this week, or is there anything else?
All I wanted to talk about was the train wreck that is Domestic Girlfriend.
I'm gonna punch somebody in the dick.
Oh.
Okay, I think we can move on.
Yeah.
That was very brief.
That was very brief. I don't think because the next podcast will be the end of season awards.
Yes.
So.
Also, live on the podcast. Here I go. I'm on my Mal. What's this? Domestic Girlfriend? Whoops! Did I press the dropped button? Oh
shit.
no!
I actually have to do that as well. I don't think I dropped it yet.
Yeah.
I haven't even started it.
Just it's not worth it, dude. I watched 9 episodes of this crap.
Still my point. Watch. It's in the infinite void in order to play the watch list that also contains Kaguya-sama, Girly Air Force, and tons of shows from last year.
I watched 9 episodes of this crap, so you don't have to.
I watched 5, and I felt like I was. Is the word I would use.
So it's in the plan to watch list that contains infinite other shows that will probably never be watched, including Kaguya-sama.
Bitch, you're watching Kaguya-sama.
It's in the plan to watch list. I don't know, dude. It's stuck there. You know what happens when a show goes in the plan to watch list.
That's completely fine.
And
but
stays there.
You know how you pulled some shit for Conquer Shambhala? That's what I'm going to do for Kaguya-sama.
Kaguya-sama. Well, look, the difference is that that's a 12-episode anime. Kaguya-sama is a 90-minute movie. So
actually, it's 2 hours, Matt. It's longer than you remember.
Longer than I remember. I don't want to remember Kaguya-sama, though.
Go to the drop-down menu, and... Oh, wait, what's that? Is that dropped? Oops.
Oh, no.
The live dropping of Domestic Girlfriend here on the G.A.P.
I got 5 episodes into that show.
It's sad, too, because it started off so promising. It could have kept it smart, but it clearly didn't want to do that.
Let's move on.
Implying anime in general is smart. With that, I think we can move on. We can move on to the news. We got some pieces of news. To start off our news section, let's talk about what something that I think everyone wants to talk about, and that's business.
Whoa, my favorite thing.
Business news. So next month, Funimation announced that they will be introducing a new tiered membership system for their subscribers. So if you are subscribed to Funimation, this is news that I'm pretty sure y'all need to know. They're still gonna have the free system. Don't worry, you can still watch some anime free on their website. But now their membership system is going to be split into 3 separate sections. It's going to be Premium, it's going to be Premium Plus, and Premium Plus Ultra. Get it? Last one?
I just got that!
Did you actually?
I literally just got that! Oh, I'm a fucking moron.
Forget it, Spencer. They have Premium, Premium Plus, and then the last one, Premium Plus Ultra.
Oh my fucking God.
I literally just got that right now. Oh,
I hate you, Funimation.
How do you hate Funimation? Okay.
I don't know, man.
They're bringing you Fire Force, so that's something.
Yeah, I can't hate you.
They're bringing Spencer's most anticipated anime of all time.
Yeah, a talking mole, dude.
So the premium tier is the new premium tiers are basically going to be the same premium tier as before. It's $6 a month, or $60 a year, and will allow 2 users to stream simultaneously. The Premium Plus will now allow up to 5 users to stream simultaneously. It will cost $8 a month, and the new tier will now allow up to 5 instead of 2 simultaneous users. And you can now download episodes to Android and iOS phones and tablets and stuff. So now you can watch the episodes, download them, and watch them on the go. Not at home, whenever you want to. Don't have to worry about the pesky internet.
Yeah, next time I'm ever on a plane, that's what I'm doing.
Boot up some plane terrorism anime on the. Is there any plane terrorism anime on
Matt, we should not be talking about this.
I know we should not.
I mean, Zetsuo no Terror or
Terror in Residence.
Terran resonance, which isn't plain terror; it's bomb terror.
But it's just terror in general.
That's
terror. The tier will also the Premium Plus tier will also include access to special member-only events in members areas and will offer benefits in the Funimation shop. I don't know what the fuck the special member-only events are. I don't know what the hell those are.
No clue.
Might be like
but you'll get them. And you'll get benefits to the Funimation shop. Now, the Premium Plus Ultra tier is only annual basis, so it's only $100 a year. So you pay $100 a year, and that's it. The benefits include all the benefits of the previous tier, as well as an annual gift on the anniversary of your membership, 2 pay-per-view rentals each year. I don't know what that means. And free shipping of all orders from the Funimation shop. So you'll basically get free shipping from literally everything you buy. Doesn't matter if it's anime or merch or anything. And here's the kicker. If you are a premium member right now, on April 9th when this thing's rolled out, you'll be automatically rolled over onto the Premium Plus tier membership on April 10th. But it will be the same price as your normal premium tier, so you'll be paying the exact same you were before. And you will be able to keep that as long as your membership stays current and as long as you keep paying your bills, basically. Yeah. So keep paying your bills on time, and you'll keep that shit. So, honestly,
I like that.
Good deal. Good damn deal. Shane has the premium tier.
I like that a lot.
Get the Premium Plus.
Yeah, so, like... Because I've been paying for Funimation for well over a year at this point. Love the service. They're more consistent with Crunchyroll in terms of their servers. But yeah, it's a great service, especially if you like dubbed anime, which I very much do. And the fact that you can get rolled over onto the new Premium Plus tier with no extra charge and you don't have to do anything, just keep your membership active. I really like that, especially the fact that it's not like a timed window. Like, you only get the benefit for, like, a year afterwards. No, as long as you keep paying it, you won't have to pay extra for the new membership, which is really nice.
Yeah, this is mostly for new members. This new membership is for anyone who has not yet paid Funimation at all. The current family, friends, and power options will also be going away.
So yeah, all their add-ons are getting discontinued, which, honestly, good fucking riddance.
they're going away. And if you are one of the people paying for those, because I know a couple of people who are paying for those, you will no longer have to pay those, so they will be so you will be saving some money on that. Mm-hmm. And of course the free membership will be the same as before, so like exact same before, no changes coming to that. So. Honestly, good news all around for Funimation.
Yeah, Funimation's kind of killing it right now.
Yeah. Speaking of Funimation, about 2 weeks ago, after the podcast, after we recorded the last podcast with the G.A.P, Funimation and Toei decided to troll us with a big old Dragon Ball, and we were like, "What could? How dare they tempt us right after we record the podcast?" Turns out don't worry, it's not Super. It's not Super Season 2. It's not Super 2. Instead, it is a new Dragon Ball Z Blu-ray Collector's Edition that they are currently that they probably have up a pre-order. Funimation Toei announced on Saturday that Funimation plans to release a new Dragon Ball Z Blu-ray disc Collector's Edition in commemoration for the 30th anniversary. Funimation stated that the set will need to have 2,500 copies of the set pre-ordered in order to manufacture it, so it's currently not being made yet. But
I'm sure they already have 2,500 pre-orders down.
Do they?
I'm not sure, but I would assume, like...
The company explained that it will host a reservation campaign on the new set later, and if the set does not receive 2,500 pre-orders, Funimation will not create the set. Funimation added that the 2,500 units are the minimum build orders from the set for its printers, so they need to know. So basically, they're just doing this to gouge interest, pretty much. Funimation explained that it's not looking to crowdfund the set on Kickstarter. Kickstarter, those crowdfunding platforms are typically asking fans to fund the creation of new content, not something like a collector's edition, which may be cool, but it isn't quite the same as new content.
Yeah.
The company has so far announced that the set will include the complete DBZ anime on Blu-ray disc with new bonus content, an exclusive collective figure, and Funimation to make its first ever full-size hardback art book for the series. Funimation says they will reveal more information at a later date. It was not confirmed what the aspect ratio will be, but it is currently rumored that it will be the first Blu-ray box since the Dragon box to feature the original aspect ratios for the series.
Yeah, 4:3.
More than likely
4:3.
Which means that if you are a DBZ fan and this thing gets released, get this collector's box right the fuck away.
People have been like preaching for this shit for years.
Yeah, because the Blu-rays, as great as the Blu-rays are, they are not the original aspect ratio. They are the cropped orange box.
They are very cropped.
Yeah, they are very cropped. So if you want the original aspect ratios, aka DBZ, the way it was meant to be viewed, you get the box. Funimation announced in 2011 that it will release the series the first time on Blu-ray disc. They had planned to keep the original aspect ratio, but they only released the 2 volumes before suspending production on the release in 2012. Apparently, they had problems restoring the original film frame by frame, noting that the cost incurred to restore these shows outweighed the suggested retail price we were able to pass on to our fans. So they eventually released the series on Blu-ray. And change the aspect ratio to the orange box ones that they had before. Thankfully, though, the series was released on Blu-ray in Japan in the original aspect ratio, so they have they have the ability to do it.
Yeah, and I've been hearing news about this from Japan specifically. They've been talking about Toei releasing a new 30th anniversary set, fully remastered, like a new remaster, 4:3, all that shit. There's been talk about this for a while, so the fact that, Funimation and Toei are working to get this thing in North America, smart move.
Yeah, so this is your chance to go, if you really want this, go pre. I don't know how expensive it is.
It's probably gonna be a couple $100, let's be real.
Yeah, but for it's all of DBZ. Like, every episode, you get a fucking figure, you get an art book, and you get a bonus
collector's box.
All of the previous, it includes all of the previous special features on the Blu-rays and the orange boxes and the Dragon box, and new special features too.
So basically, this is like the culmination of every re-release that DBZ has ever had.
Yeah. So pretty much, honestly, it's probably worth the fucking money.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
It's going to be expensive, but it's going to be worth every penny. I guarantee that.
Yeah, it's going to be worth every penny. I'm going to wait until it actually, happens.
Yeah.
To see it. Because I might get this.
I like the fact that it's a reservation campaign and not like a crowdfunding thing. They're like, yeah, we just want to gauge interest, but we'll pay for the whole thing. So, don't worry about it, guys.
Yeah. No, if it was as they said, Kickstarter is more for like stuff that's like, hey, we're this new company. We want to get this like anime off the ground, but we don't have the money. Can y'all help us, please? Does this anime sound cool to you? And then everyone's like, oh, that I would watch.
Like how Critical Role has like $4 million.
I'm pretty sure it's more than that at this point.
Yeah, Critical Role
4 to 6 million for their anime.
Critical Role makes more money than I do, and all they do is fucking play, like fucking.
Well, they're also voice actors, so they get paid to voice act as well.
They fucking man, they're living the life. I don't know. I'm like, imagine I could be in the same campaign, like same D&D campaign as Laura Bailey.
Oh my god.
And Matt Mercer.
I just checked the Critical Role page. It's almost at $10 million.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Alright.
Holy shit.
Alright. But yeah, if you want, also, this is also your reminder that if you haven't seen DBZ yet, what the?
Yeah.
What?
Yes, Spencer, what are you doing with your fucking life?
I'm just gonna take a drink of my Dr. Pepper right now.
But yeah. Speaking of, that's good news. Speaking of not as good news, One Punch Man. Let's talk about One Punch Man.
Right.
Oh God.
Let's talk about One Punch Man. One Punch Man Season 2 is coming. We've known this for a while. We have a release date. April 2nd, technically. There's a special on April 2nd, and then regular broadcasting starts on April 9th. So, it's happening. unfortunately, if you live anywhere except Canada, you will be able to get it. Mm-hmm. Apparently, Canada is the only place that is not getting One Punch Man legally available to stream because Hulu is going to be the exclusive streaming site for One Punch Man. It's going to be the first exclusive anime on Hulu. For some
ungodly reason.
For some godforsaken reason. Apparently, the website announced it's going in other places it's going to be on Anime Lab in Australia, New Zealand, Anime Digital Network in France, Anime on Demand in Germany and Austria, and it's going to be on Yoku in China, and in Japan it's going to be on 24 different services, including Netflix and Amazon Prime and Nico. So pretty much everywhere's getting it. Literally, Canada has no way to watch this legally right now. Unless they put it on Crunchyroll, which I don't think is going to happen.
I doubt it at this point. I thought maybe because Viz has put their stuff on Crunchyroll for simulcast before, like they did it with Naruto, they did it with Bleach, they did it with Hunter x Hunter. Like I thought for sure that it would be on Crunchyroll. Apparently not, because apparently Viz had a pretty good night with Hulu, and they managed to reel them in on that.
Can you tell that I'm fucking pissed?
Shane's very bad. Shane's gonna have to. This is the rare time Shane will have to resort to what we'll call on the G.A.P and do not endorse. He has to resort to piracy. He has to resort to it if he wants to watch One Punch Man Season 2. Like, there's no way.
Unless there is a very slim but possible chance that right before it airs, Viz will be like, hey, Canadians, we didn't forget about you. Here, it's going up on Netflix or whatever. I doubt it, but there's a chance it could happen. If that doesn't happen, fuck me, I guess. I guess I'm gonna load up that old Kiss anime, which I don't like saying, but...
You can just go to Pirate Bay.
Is Pirate Bay even still a thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
It is.
I thought Pirate Bay got shut down like a while ago.
Yeah.
You can tell that I haven't pirated anything for a long time.
Shane's gonna be like, well, I guess time to get viruses on my computer again.
Yeah, time to get malware on my computer again.
I don't know. I have never gotten any malware.
Dude, okay.
Anyway.
I have a quick story. The last time I pirated, it was like back in the summer, because one night I was like, hey, I want to watch that one Hunter x Hunter movie that never got released here. The Last Mission? Let's load it up. Tried to load it up on 9 Anime, but it didn't work, so I'm like, alright, we're off to a good start. Went to Kiss Anime, watched it. First off, terrible quality. And second, afterwards, I got a virus and 2 malware. So...
I have never gotten a virus or malware.
Also, they reveal... I don't know if you guys read this in the report as well, but apparently the voice actor for Saitama is going to be doing the ending theme for One Punch Man Season 2.
I remember reading that. That's interesting.
Yeah. It better be a meme.
Yeah, hopefully. Dude, it's One Punch Man. Like...
I don't give a shit as long as Jam Project does the OP again.
Well, they announced that like months ago, so...
They're back. They're back. But yeah, so One Punch Man Season 2 officially is a slop now. So fucking don't watch One Punch Man Season 2 because even if you're an American viewer, don't watch it. You want to know why? Because fuck you.
Yeah, go fuck. This is I swear to God, this is retaliation for Violet. Like, this is them getting back at us.
Because we got Violet first. Because we were like, yeah, we got Violet, yeah.
Well, guess what? We got One Punch. Eat a dick, Canadians.
eat a dick. So let's so yeah, that's happening. Speaking of news that's not great and that made Spencer very sad, Studio Zebek is no more.
Oh right, I forgot about this.
Yep.
Studio Zebek is no more. Sunrise announced on Tuesday that it announced a new company named Sunrise Beyond On March 1st, the company will focus on utilizing screen content, primarily animation producing, and utilizing IP and managing rights. Sunrise producer Masakazu Ogawa is the company's representative director, while the interim board members include Sunrise representative director Makoto Asunama, Xebec president Nobuyushi Habara, and Sunrise board member Naoya Basaki. The new studio is located near the Tanahashi train station in Tsuyokuyo, which is at the same address as Xebec Studio's current address. Sunrise previously revealed in January they will establish a new company to take in Xebec's operations on March 1st. In the previous January announcement, the company's outlined the plan to sign the finalized agreement on March 11th and formally transfer the operations on April 1st. This is the start of the Japanese fiscal year. So Xebec is no more. Xebec is now officially part of Sunrise as a separate Sunrise studio. May it rest in peace.
Man, I'm just more so than anything. I'm just like, hey, at least they didn't lose their jobs.
They didn't. Yeah, they didn't lose their job. They literally just. This is more just a rebranding than anything.
It's just a rebranding. It's just Xebec wasn't making money. They weren't making a lot of money at all.
Like, Xebec is dead in name, but
yes,
it's still operating. So
it's like how Gainax basically became Trigger.
Yeah,
exactly. Or how fucking God, you say the tons, like how Bones was created.
Bones is basically Bones split off of Sunrise, ironically.
Yeah, Bones split off of Sunrise. So it's like so many of these are just splinter cells from the big ones. So
Yeah, and then Bones became one of the big ones.
Mm-hmm. Arguably one of the bigger ones. Like,
apparently Bones is bigger than Madhouse now. And
you know what? They deserve it.
And Madhouse has been kind of shitty recently, so like
Madhouse, I'm actually gonna look it up live on stream.
They lost a lot of their people.
What has Madhouse done recently aside from
Boogie Pop was like their only show last season.
Yeah. They did Boogie Pop. They did Place Further and Overlord last year.
And doing Overlord kind of looked like ass.
Yeah, Overlord kind of looked like dog shit. They're doing a new show next season. I don't know all the details on that.
They're doing the second season of Ace of Diamond.
Okay,
that's gonna look great.
They're doing Annihilated City for
that cool ass shit. That shit sounds rad as shit.
What's the mobile game? They in last season they did Tonegawa Middle Management.
Oh yeah, they did the fucking Kaiji spinoff, right?
I've heard that's really good. I heard that was really good. I heard it was like damn good. Card,
A Place Further, and The Young Innkeeper is a grade schooler.
What?
It's a fucking.
It's probably a light novel.
It is.
Yeah.
I can't get anything aside from it's a shoujo manga, and that it appeared at the Annecy International Animation Film Festival.
Cool.
So
cool. Don't you love it when something has no information?
Dude, I clicked on reception to see if it had anything, and all it says is that the novel has sold over 3 million volumes. So congratulations to the novel, I guess.
All right.
Oh my god, it's children's books, Matt. It's children's books.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yes, Sunrise Beyond is a thing now. You can expect Sunrise's name on more things now.
Yeah. What was the last show that Xebec did under the Xebec name?
It was Full Metal Panic.
Okay.
The new Full Metal Panic. I think I need.
I'm checking right now, so don't worry about it.
It sold decently well. Like, it didn't bomb. So
But I'm just trying to think, like, what has Xebec done recently? Like, I can't really think of much.
Yeah, the last show was a Fafnir in the Azure show, which I liked the original Fafnir in the Azure. It's a dope ass mecha, but there was a new show that aired for it.
Formerly Studio Xebec.
It airs this year. Okay, yeah, the new Fafnir in the Azure show airs this year, and it will be the final show. That will it will be the final show under the Xebec name that airs.
Fafnir in the Azure.
Yeah, from what it looks like, the final show is actually technically the new Space Battleship Yamato show.
Oh, they did that?
Yep.
They do all the rebooted stuff for Space Battleship Yamato, I think.
Huh, I did not know that.
I need to
it's
check.
a Mecha. Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, they do. They do. They do all the... Space Battleship Yamato is pretty much... all right, best way to describe it. It's like Gundam... It's like Gundam meets the Japanese version of Battlestar Galactica. That's pretty much what it is. And it's kind of badass. Pretty much the ship in space is literally a Japanese space. It's like a Japanese fucking cruiser, like a fucking World War II cruiser, but in space.
That sounds dope.
Okay, yes. It's Space Battleship Yamato is their last one because
you probably
was transferred to production IG before it was completed, so it's
yeah. So you probably know the show better as Star Blazers over here.
Yeah.
From the 80s, because Space Battleship Yamato was actually very, very popular in the States back in the 80s. So it was just called Star Blazers and edited for content.
Awesome.
It basically Star Blazers was like Robotech in a lot of ways. Which was also very popular. Studio Sunrise's Beyond is coming. We're gonna see more of those in the future, I'm pretty sure. Speaking of Gundam, actually.
Let's move on.
Speaking of Gundam, we reported a while ago, I think last year, around Comic-Con and stuff, that live action Gundam was happening. We've known this for a little bit. We get a live action Gundam film, but we have a writer for it. It was very quick that we got one, but we got one, and it's a good one, boys. It's a good one. We got a good one. The writer for this is Brian K. Vaughan. He was a comic book author who is best known for writing Marvel's Runaways, Ex Machina, the critically acclaimed series Y: The Last Man, and of course the cult favorite and possibly one of the greatest comic book series ever written, Saga.
Yep.
Saga. He also helped, and this is not the first movie he's written. He's written a couple stuff. He helped write the TV show for Runaways. He worked on several episodes of Lost, from its good seasons and its best episodes. And he also worked on some episodes of The Walking Dead. I believe, I don't know. What's interesting is that the executive vice president of production, who's Cale Boyder, who also oversaw Detective Pikachu, which is coming out, will oversee this. And it will be apparently, and there's currently no word on what exactly it's going to be. The movie's going to be like. We heard there's been conflicting reports. Some sources are saying that it's an adaptation of the original series. Some people are saying that it's a completely new story set within the mainline Gundam universe. And others are saying that it's actually an adaptation of Gundam Wing. So we don't know what the hell it actually is yet. So we're gonna need to know. Spencer,
before it's Gundam Build Divers.
No. But
come on.
No. Spencer likes this news though.
I love Gundam, dude. Any Gundam that's made by the guy who did Saga and Y: The Last Man and Runaways. Listen, you don't even have to... It could be the worst season of Gundam, and I will still fucking watch anything and everything that is made, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to say the worst season, but I'm like, that depends.
The worst season is Age, by the way.
Which is... Okay, so we do it the same.
Age is some shit.
Because I was going to be like Age, and oh god, no, Matt might like it. It's like Wing.
I hate Age. Age is awful, dude.
Or
Age sucks.
Unicorn or something like that. It's like something that's like really good that people say like, oh, it's the worst season.
Dude, I love Unicorn.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like, no, fuck.
We're talking the ones that people like that I don't like. I don't like Wayne.
You don't like Wayne?
Nope, I don't like Wayne. I've never liked Wayne. Even before I was into Gundam, I never liked Wayne. So I don't know. Wayne.
G Gundam is the best.
Shane, if Shane wants to get into Gundam, Shane should watch G Gundam.
That's why I'm staying quiet about this, because I really have no experience with Gundam or the
G
sprite.
Gundam is the most insane, okay?
Okay, Shane, do you want to know what G Gundam's about? All right.
30 seconds or less.
All right, no, okay. All I need to explain is this: it's a world where the world is like united. All the countries are united. There's no more countries, but in order to figure out which country is like in charge for like that like presidential like 4 years or so, they have a Gundam competition where one Gundam from every country fights in like a tournament.
The Canadian Gundam has a hockey stick.
Is this legally available?
It is. I'm pretty sure it is.
The Mexican Gundam has a sombrero.
Has a sombrero and it's called the Tequila Gundam.
The Tequila Gundam. Let me see.
Oh, I remember this. No, yeah, I remember you guys talking about this. Hold on.
Yeah.
G Gundam.
G Gundam.
G Gundam is the dumbest show ever made.
Mobile Fighter G Gundam.
Yes, Mobile Fighter G Gundam. That's the full name
it's on
of it.
Crunchyroll then.
Is it in sub or dub? Because watch the dub, please.
It's probably sub.
Probably only in sub.
Yeah.
Because Crunchyroll. Yeah, it's only in sub.
Yeah, it's sub.
Yeah, but okay, if you can watch the dub somewhere, do it, because it's oh boy.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
It is that 80s, 90s style dub, dude. Like before Bebop, like really made the dub.
So you're telling me that it's shit?
Oh,
it's not terrible. Shit though.
Okay.
It's not. Okay. It's a good dub. I argue it's a good dub. The only thing that it's a good dub because it came out during the Toonami boom. It's a Toonami boom dub.
Is it like a Samurai Pizza Cats kind of dub?
No, it's an actual dub.
Okay.
It's an actual dub of it. And it's actually very good. It's just that the show is so over the top and like, all right. The good thing about it is that it's a Gundam show. It's not set in the main line. It's a separate alternate universe thing. So like, it's a standalone. So you can just watch it. You don't have to have seen like every other Gundam to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, imagine Dragon Ball Z, but if Goku was a mech and could still go Super Saiyan.
Oh, that's all you had to say.
It's really stupid and it's great. But yeah, live action Gundam is happening. And it's good. And I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna love it because it's Gundam. So, speaking of stuff I love, Kitaro.
Right? Yes, Kitaro.
Kitaro is reaching its year point. It's reaching its year point, which means it will reach around like 50, 52 episodes. With that, but it has been confirmed that it will at least go for at least another full year. Kataro's coming back for a full year. After its 50th episode, it will head into a second year of airing. There will be a new ED theme to go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be the next season, the next year of art. We'll be focusing on two things: a new character named Rei Usurugi, who is a mysterious human high school boy who apparently has a vendetta against Kitaro for an unknown reason, and will introduce a new plot line involving the 4 generals of the underworld. As we know, Kitaro is more focused on standalone episodes than it is a plot line, so I don't know how much we're going to follow this.
Yeah.
Follow this. Even if the Kitaro plot line was good when they did follow it, ironically enough.
Yeah.
But Shane, how is Kitaro right now? Is it good?
Okay, I'm still watching Kitaro week to week. Remember when we first watched it and it kept that like really high level of quality every week?
Mm-hmm.
It's still at that point. Like
it's still like doing that.
Like there are a couple episodes here and there that'll dip, but honestly, they're like drops in the bucket. Like Kitaro has been so consistently good. I'm actually amazed this came out of Toei. Like this came out of Toei and it's this good for so goddamn long. Like it amazes me. The only problem I had with it, which was ironically when it actually did a story arc, because the last arc they did, the Backbeard arc, was like 10, 11 episodes, and half of that was filler. So I don't know how they're going to approach this new arc, whether or not they're actually going to fully focus on the story they're telling, or if they're going to go the Backbeard route and make half of it one-off episodes because it's Kitaro. Either way, I'm glad that it's continuing. We all just kind of assumed that after April it was going to die off and Super was going to come back. That's very unlikely now.
Looks like that Kataro's back. Kataro's back for another year. I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm A-okay with it.
More Kataro is always a good thing.
Kataro is also really good because you can like miss a couple weeks and then just skip to that week and be pretty much A-okay.
Well, yeah, that's the strength of one-off storytelling, is that you can just jump in wherever and you'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, and some of the one-off episodes are so fucking good. So,
remember the episode where Kitaro stayed up all night playing a fucking VN?
Yeah.
and then the way he fought the yokai, he hallucinated fucking text menus.
I still say, and because I haven't watched all the episodes, but my favorite one-off episode is still the Demon Train.
Oh, the Demon Train! Oh, wow.
The Demon Train is genuinely, and I'm not saying this as I hyperbole, but it was one of the best anime episodes I have ever seen.
It's spooky. It's so spooky.
As a self-contained one-off episode, it is genuinely one of the best I've ever seen.
Kataro has a special brand of horror that you wouldn't expect from a show like this, and then stuff like that happens, and then there's plot lines about murder and genocide, and like this show airs at 5 a.m. in Japan, and it's meant for 6-year-olds. So
it has stuff like that, but they don't have an episode where it's like, oh, but don't do it. So like,
oh, there's a yokai who really likes beans.
and like,
can we just talk about how one of my favorite episodes is the episode where like the rain yokai and the fire yokai become best friends?
Fire and water.
Dude, that episode's cute as fuck. Yeah. I will defend. It's and so
then,
cute.
Like he dresses up as a robot because he doesn't want people to see that he's a yokai, and he's just this little robot dude.
Then he's like, he's my best friend. He's like, I can't have friends. Like, who's my best friend? Because he has no friends. Because every friend he touches like burns, and he's like, what?
That's the brand of fucked up this show is. It'll have a cute little fire yokai, and then the realization that, oh, he literally kills people when he touches them.
Yeah, but like the episode is like it plays it oddly for laughs too. It's like, oh, he burns them. That's kind of funny.
Like, Kitaro is this weird blend of like really surrealist horror with like dark comedy. And it's, like, honestly the fucking best. I love Kitaro.
Yeah, fucking dark comedy. It's got, like, dark comedy, surrealist horror, and it's very charming, too.
Yeah.
It's so fucking charming. Like, oh my god. Like, when you watch it, you're just, like, you feel good watching it. Like, you just feel... It's just a fucking great show. Mm-hmm. And I'm very, very happy that it's coming back. Our next 3 pieces of news are all pretty much like announcements from yesterday, so we're gonna
rapid fire. Here we go.
Rapid fire. There's an anime coming called Beastars. I don't know what it is, but I saw the what?
Go on.
Beastars. It looked Beastars. It looked. I don't know what it is, but I saw the PV and it looks fucking dope because it's from Studio Orange.
Okay. Is it CG?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because they were the studio that did Land of the Lustrous, so...
Oh, no, it is CG. Oh, it looks like it. I don't know. I can't tell. Because the CG is so good that I actually have no idea if it is CG or not.
Yeah. Like, this is the studio that did Land of the Lustrous, and anyone who's seen that knows that Land of the Lustrous is like the only good CG anime that does it justice, because holy god, that show.
Oh yeah, shit! It's the same.
Yeah, it's the same studio, and Beastars. It's a dope. It's one of those shows. It's one of those manga that like everyone recommends, but like nobody nobody. It's set in a world where it's set in a world basically. Think Zootopia, but anime, pretty much. It's a world where it's of carnivores and herbivores. And the main character is a wolf who is a member of basically who goes to high school. He's a member of a drama club. And it follows the life of him, and it follows his life with a bunch of other animals. Pretty much, it's literally Zootopia, but in anime form. Pretty much.
It to me now.
And in the trailer, you see like a fucking wolf, like fucking like slash a rabbit in half.
Matt, so, like, you are selling me hard on this shit, dude.
I'm selling you hard. Okay, I'm gonna post a PV, by the way.
Yeah, please. Dude, I want to watch that after we're done.
I just read the plot on read the plot on
Wikipedia. This is a manga that is like beloved in some circles. So like,
B-stars. I thought you said like B-stars, like bees. That's why I laughed. I just thought it was like B-movie the anime.
I'm gonna go ahead and just.
B-movie's already an anime. What are you talking about?
You know, you're right. If Renee Zellweger was in an anime, it would be B-movie.
it would be B. It would be B-movie. But yeah, no. This show is coming. Unfortunately, the sad news. The news is sad. Is that it got picked up by Netflix?
Crap.
It got picked up by Netflix. That's because it's in the Plus Ultra block on their on Fuji TV. Which is fun, exclusively as Netflix has an exclusivity deal with. Which means that anything that airs in that block is going to Netflix no matter what. So
I guess we'll be able to enjoy it in 2021.
I see. Okay, in my map, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I can't tell if that's CG or not. I honest to God can't.
Yeah, it's
maybe.
This show this show technically airs in October, so it's so we still got a little. Yeah, it's a fall show. We still got a little bit for it. Speaking of PVs, they recently revealed the PV for Bungo Stray Dogs Season 3.
Hey.
That all of us watched it when it first aired. It has a premiere date too, April 12th.
Okay.
April 12th. Okay.
So pretty late in the season, actually. But it will premiere on April 12th, and it will be it'll have the entire cast, the entire staff, and the entire basically everyone who worked on the previous seasons is returning for this season. There will be a new member of the cast named Kanut. It will be Kenichi Suzumura. Kenichi Suzumura is, if this thing loads, is a voice actor who's been in quite. He was the main character in. He was the lead character in Aijin. He was. Let's see, what else was he? What else was he in? He's in Fairy Tail. He was Rogue in Fairy Tail. He's Momotaro in Free.
Okay. Okay.
Mikoshiba. Mm-hmm. He's Sogo from his big thing is that he's Sogo from Gintama, who's a big character in Gintama. He's Atsushi in Kuroko no Basket. He is he's Shin Asuka from fucking Gundam Seed Destiny. Ew. He's
all right.
Ew, I don't like Seed Destiny. He's fucking. Let's see what else he is. He plays the TV in an episode of Sergeant Frog. Okay.
All right, there, anime.
Okay. Yeah. This is for people who are interested in cool things. So, this arc of Bungo will deal with a man named Fyodor Dostoevsky and his ability Crime and Punishment. And what is the name of his organization? Because it's one of the coolest names for an organization in anime. The name is Rats in the House of the Dead.
Rad.
Rats in the House of the Dead, and they are affiliated with the Order of the Clock Tower, which at this point, even in the manga, we have no idea, except for it's led by a person named Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie.
Fucking Bungo, man.
I love it. Mamoru Miyano is the greatest character in Bungo, okay?
Yeah.
Fucking watch Bungo, people.
Matt's dying from all the Bungo hype.
I'm dying from the Bungo hype. I also have never seen Bungo, like, in my life. So,
Spencer and I have seen both seasons, and Spencer's caught up with the manga, so...
Yes, 100%, and I've seen both seasons twice.
I need to watch Bungo. I need to do it.
highly recommend it in either language, actually.
Yeah, both are very good.
Yeah. Also, Grand Rodeo is returning to do the opening theme. So
good.
Yeah, they did. They did the first season OP, by the way. Second season OP was not done by them.
No.
Yeah, they did Trash Candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they also did the theme song for the movie too.
Dead Apple, which I still have not seen.
Watch it; it's amazing.
I know, Spencer.
Shifuyu destroys a dragon.
And the ending,
Shifuyu kills a dragon.
And the ending theme is going to be done by Luck Life, who did every single ED of Bungo to date. So they will be returning.
Fucking go, boys.
The EDs are really, really good.
The ED for season 2 is like one of my favorite.
So Bungo is coming back. And our final piece of news is having to do with another show that's airing at this October, and that's a show that got announced this past week, and just announcements are coming for it like left and right. We are finally getting another season of Psycho Pass. We've heard that we were going to get another season for quite a while. I mean, considering how popular Psycho Pass is in Japan, I think might be like one of those like Dodoi things.
It's been 4 years since season 2?
It's been 4 years since It's been a while since season 2, and we have We have a movie trilogy in theaters right now in Japan. So Psycho Pass season 3 is airing. It will be and it will be aired in October. Now, from what I can understand, for what's interesting is that this new season will feature will be featuring 2 new protagonists, unlike the previous two. The previous 2 seasons have followed the same protagonist. This season will follow 2 brand new characters in the lead roles. The show it'll have the same director as the previous 2 seasons, and as the movie, and as the SS trilogy. And the manga creator Akira Amano, who did the character designs for the original series, is coming back to do character designs here. Unlike season 2 was not done by Production IG; it was done by a separate studio because the studio was working on the movie at the time. But Production IG will be returning to do the work on season 3. No word on how long it's going to be. No Psycho Pass is going to be something weird like fucking 15 episodes, some garbage.
It's gonna be like 9 episodes.
Yeah, because Psycho Pass is weird. Because Psycho Pass for some reason has an inability to count.
Yeah, because season 1 had 22 and season 2 had 11. So
very odd number of seasons. But yeah, Psycho Pass. The season is officially called Psycho Pass 3. And will be airing in October. If you are a fan of Psycho Pass, definitely check this out. Shane still has not seen Psycho Pass.
I've not seen Psycho Pass, but
neither is Spencer.
Who's to say that we won't catch up before October?
Are you gonna try to catch up on before October so you can watch Psycho Pass?
I most likely will, and knowing that Psycho Pass, Funi will probably pick it up. So.
Yeah, Funi probably. I think Funi already has it. I think I need to check the article again. But in any case, so Psycho Pass is happening, and that is all for news. That is all for the news this weekend. I think it's time we can move on to our featured anime of the podcast. I think if everyone is pretty much ready to go.
Yeah,
no sales charts.
No sales charts this week.
You have to read the Shane, you have to watch the movie before the season.
For Psycho Pass?
Oh, I haven't seen Psycho Pass. We're talking about Bungo. I was just checking.
Bungo. The movie's not canon from what I hear for Bungo.
Yes, it's 100% canon. It takes place after the Guild arc and just before the beginning of the present arc. It is 100% canon.
You know what? I'm gonna do a fact check on this. I'm doing a fact check on this right now.
I literally just Googled, is Dead Apple canon?
At the most, it's like pseudo-canon.
It's pretty sure it's super canon.
Manga author was not involved.
He wasn't involved, but it is canon because it is between the end of the Guild arc and the start of the present arc. The Beast novel is an AU.
The My Hero movie is set in between two arcs. Does that make it canon?
Yes. Because it did have repercussions and stuff that focuses on them.
Anyway,
all right, let's go. All right, I think it's time we move on to the. It's time we move on to our featured anime of the podcast, which is the action adventure Mecha series that aired from July 4th, 2005 to December 26th, 2005, known as Gun Sword or Gun X Sword or Gun Cross Sword. I don't know how the fuck to say it, to be really honest. But we're just going to call, but for the purposes of this podcast, we will just call it Gun Sword. It is directed by Goro Taniguchi and written by Hideyuki Kurata. It's from Studio AIC Asta and aired for 26 episodes and is currently licensed by Funimation. And you can, if you wish to watch Gun Sword in dub or dub, you can do so in the link below. We have it. We have in the description. Fair warning: the upcoming discussion will contain spoilers for Gun Sword.
Yeah, are you happy, you egg fuck?
So Gun Sword takes place in a planet known as the Endless Illusion, which is a prison planet which is essentially a prison planet. Think Australia, but if it was a planet. It's set in and the show follows a man known as Vaughn. Vaughn is searching the world. Vaughn is searching the world for something. What is that something? He wants to find a man called the Claw. What did the Claw do? He killed his wife and injured him. And with the help of his mech, he's going to try to find him and essentially kill him. Through a series of happenstance, he gets a companion by the name of Wendy Garrett, who is searching for her older brother, who is coincidentally been kidnapped by the Claw. So the two team up to go on an adventure to go find the Claw, and they meet a bunch of colorful characters along the way, as well as end up finding out a plot that will end up destroying this world, and they have to, save it and all that kind of stuff. Gun Sword is weird. Gun Sword is a very weird show to talk about, especially after coming out to Code Geass. So Shane, what did you think of Gun Sword? Because this was your first time watching it.
Okay. Literally, my first experience with Gun Sword was Matt messaging me one day and saying, "Yo, you started Gun Sword yet?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Do it." And then I started watching it, and all of a sudden, it all made sense, because this show is the wackest shit. Like whatever you expect this show to be going in, it's gonna be the opposite. So temper your expectations, because I wasn't expecting this wacky, crazy bullshit with these revenge undertones. Like, watching that first episode of Gun Sword is the weirdest experience I've had with anime in a long time. Like, I had no idea what to think about it. I had no idea what was going on. All I knew was that I liked it. And as it kept going, it's so weird, because it somehow got weirder while also getting more serious. And as it goes on, more and more issues start to develop. But regardless, it was still a great ride. I very much enjoyed my time with it. It's just, I don't really know how to talk about this show, because, where do you start?
Yeah, where do you start? Spencer, you've seen Gun Sword before. You were the one who meted this.
I did.
So, what do you think of Gun Sword? What are your first impressions of Gun Sword when you first watched it?
When I first watched it back in 2011, 2012, around there, I was blown away by, first off, seeing this spike-looking motherfucker with his long legs and his ribbon sword that looks like a gun, and there's robots, and there's Super Sentai people, and there's a sex scene, and there's a guy with a claw and it's a Western, and I was so confused but so excited at the same time. And I think that's the best way to explain how you will feel throughout this anime is you're going to be fucking confused by everything. But by episode, 6 or 7, you're just going to kind of accept that this is not going to make much sense, and it's not meant to make sense. When I met it, I think after the episode ended, I said to Matt and Shane, I'm like, this show is not a 10 out of 10. This isn't even a 9 out of 10. This show is a solid 7 or an 8, but it's a fun 7 or an 8. And coming after Geass, I was like, yeah, no, I have to do this after Geass. Because I'm just like, they need to see where Geass came from.
Yeah, you
see
couldn't have timed that better, actually.
They need to see the baby of Goro Taniguchi finding his style, his footing, his storytelling, his characterization. They need to see that. So I made them.
This show is straight up. This show, I have been meaning to watch this show for a very, very long time. I've only heard things about Gunsword from a couple. Cause all I knew about Gunsword is that Gunsword was one of those shows that came out in the mid 2000s, got a really dedicated cult following, and then kind of died. That's really all I knew about it. So I watched it, and I can see why people really like this show has a really dedicated cult following. Nowadays, I can tell. There's a lot of really good stuff here. It's a ton of fun. And it's a ton of fun. Has some really interesting, unique stuff in it that makes it worth watching. A lot of stuff I've never seen before. But at the same time, it very much feels like it has both the flaws and the pros and the cons of being a show that doesn't give a fuck about what you think and just kind of throws everything on the screen and it's like, you want this? You got this and this. And
this show is the definition of we're throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Pretty sick what sticks. And the stuff that sticks really works. The stuff that doesn't work, it doesn't stick, is pretty oof. But but I get points for ambition. Points for ambition. Let's talk about. So let's go into more. This time we go into more detail. Spencer, what's your favorite episode of Gunsword?
Pull it up because I have it up. I like to use the official episode titles. It's a weird Spencer thing that I like to do. But it's probably going to be the same as yours. It is episode. Let me get titles. One bit. Two. Almost there. Episode 16. Electric Fireworks.
Yeah, we all have 16.
Yeah, we all have 16.
Yeah. Let's talk about episode 16 because I also could have given it to fucking episode 19, 20, 21, fucking the back third of the show is just, and it works really well. But 16, because you know what? Let's talk about Woo, shall we? Let's talk.
I'll talk about Woo in a minute.
Woo.
Holy shit, episode 16, man. I mean, I guess then by extension, I got to talk about episode 15. Kind of leads into episode 16. And we learn a bit more about the original 7, which are armors, which is what this show calls mechs, armors. Which makes complete sense, by the way, because a mech is just a big suit of armor. But, man, the music and the storytelling and the voice direction for everybody in this episode is so tight and, connected that it works so well.
Uh-huh.
That's fucking... You guys are... I've seen this show 4 times now. You two talk about it.
Okay, episode 16. everything that makes this episode as good as it is has to do with Vaughn and Wu. And specifically the stuff with Vaughn, because honestly, when I watched it for the first time a couple nights ago, I was taken aback by like how Vaughn acted in this episode. Because I'm sure we'll talk about Vaughn later on. He's a very interesting character, to say the least. He's this cool guy who doesn't really give a shit, but then you learn that he's mostly a very broken individual who's just kind of putting on this face. And you kind of see him at his lowest in this episode. He is scared, he's terrified, he doesn't want to do this anymore. He is straight up about to fucking leave. Like, put this all behind him and just run. And then he realizes, wait, I can't run. What would my wife think of that? I can't do that to her. I have to stay by her side, even in death. And then he fucking beats the shit out of Wu.
He beats the shit out of Wu.
Honestly, everything with Vaughn in this episode is what made it my favorite, because it's just a great character introspective for him.
It really is, and it's great. I love basically everything with. I love everything with Vaughn. I love everything with Wu, because Wu is such a good antagonist.
Wu a whack motherfucker.
William Will Wu.
William Will Wu, or www. www.youtube.com/drive for more content, and make sure to hit that bell so that way you can, get any notifications so when we get to do.
Yeah, click the bell so you can get everything related to the Oedipus complex.
Yeah.
Get the Oedipus complex. But in terms of the thing is that what's good about this episode in particular, especially, is how the show parallels Wu and Vaughn, and how it parallels their respective loves, and how like one is like how one is toxic and one isn't, and just the differences between them, and how both are basically searching for the exact same thing, which is some kind of purpose. Mm-hmm. Both of them are kind of like just drifting. They have no real. They don't know where they're going in life at all. And their mech fight is rad as hell. Mm-hmm. And I love the constant symbolism of the bells. Just the bells ringing in his head, just telling him to get the fuck out of there. This episode's so good. This is a great episode. I still think my favorite scene though is Vaughn's blow up at Wendy is great.
Mm-hmm, yeah, because it just shows how broken he really is. Where he's been traveling with this girl for how long now? They've created a bond. They're close, and all of a sudden, when he thinks that there's no way out, and there's nothing left for him to do, he just snaps, and he goes to town on her, and he's like, what do I do? You tell me. I'm like, that's one of my favorite scenes in the entire show. It's just him fucking blowing up on Wendy. It's great. Also, this episode is the best by default, because he finally solved the fucking puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
He solves the puzzle, and then he's like, I did it!
Helena!
Helena! Fucking Vaughn just screaming at Helena is basically the show in a nutshell. Show that scene, that's Gunsword.
Yeah.
That's Gunsword in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, speaking of characters, who's your favorite character of the show, Shane?
Well, we just talked about him. It's Vaughn of the Dawn, nice guy Vaughn, so many goddamn names.
Vaughn,
Pretty boy Vaughn.
What about Vaughn the hero who gives it all he's got?
Yep.
Yeah. Vaughn, pretty boy Vaughn from the garbage dump.
Vaughn, that weird guy who helped out.
Vaughn of 1,000 naps.
Vaughn of 1,000 conquests.
Vaughn the devil's swallowtail suit. Vaughn the
poison tuxedo.
Yeah, Vaughn the unemployed is still one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Vaughn
he's not my favorite character, by
Vaughn.
the way. We'll get to my favorite.
I know who your
Mine
favorite
either.
is, but I just want to talk about Vaughn for a little bit. Because honestly, Vaughn, in the very early on, Vaughn was what made this show for me. Like, we don't cover shows a lot where the main character makes the show. But honestly, I thought that Gunsword was one of those, because Vaughn immediately clicked with me. Just that he's this Spike Spiegel-looking motherfucker. Yeah, motherfucker. That's right. He's a step above a motherfucker. He's just drifting around. He eats all the fucking condiments, and then he yells something different every time he eats something. He's got his cool
spicy.
He's got his cool ribbon sword. He's got his fucking hat. He's internally broken, but he just puts on a mask so that no one really knows who he is. Everything about Vaughn I love, from his character design to his personality to the development that he gets. And he only gets better as the show goes on. And honestly, it's one of the things that I really appreciate about this show. Because a lot of shows with a cast this big, the main character kind of falls by the wayside. Not with Gunsword. Vaughn is as important in episode 1 as he is in the finale. And everything that he does in order to get there and how he changes as a person is just so incredible to watch. And he's easily one of the best things about this show for me. Now, Matt, I know who your favorite character is, so...
Spencer, who's your favorite character? I'll get to mine.
My favorite character is not one character, but 4.
Oh, I know.
Shout out to Nero, Jose, Carlos, Barrio, and God rest her soul, Chizuru.
That's fucking cheating, dude.
The Eldorado 5.
The fucking Eldorado 5.
That's fucking cheating, dude.
They're basically one character, dude.
They're basically one character. Hey, they're one mech, aren't they?
Yeah, but they were smaller mechs before they joined.
The Eldorado 5 is the best, okay? They are the best. They are what every, like, Gundam 80s mecha person would be, like, in the 90s. Or in the thousands. When they're old... Their armor is busted. Like, they just sit there and they drink and they talk about how great they used to be.
They talk about the good old days.
Literally, if mechs existed, that's how people would be in like 20, 30 years down the line. You just have a bunch of old people just being like, hey, do you remember when the Russians came on us with the Sputnik 4.0 and we took them down? I remember. And the best is, Vaughn's going to be a main character because he looks like a main character. He is a main character. Wendy's going to be a main character because
she has a gun.
She has a gun. She's the first person to really kind of connect with Vaughn. Ray's going to be a main character because he's the same.
He's the rival character.
He's the rival character. Priscilla's going to be a main character because she's like the same. You don't realize that these old fucks are going to become a prevalent main character throughout the show. But they show up, and they continue to show up and do their fucking damnedest.
And honestly, like, in the last few episodes, they're like a driving force there. Like, if without them, they would have been fucked.
They become the Eldorado soul, dude.
They go golden. They go golden Frieza.
Like their introduction is one of my favorites in the show, especially when they introduced their mech, and I was like, okay, these old drunk dudes in this fucking saloon are like a motherfucking Voltron. Alright. Like, their mech looks like Voltron. The Eldora looks like Voltron.
Yeah, it does. I thought it looks like Voltron. It acts like Voltron. They speak like Voltron. They have attacks and everything. They're just like Eldorado punch, like that. It's great. Like, they're over the top, and it's awesome.
They also, this is because I'm the fucking Sentai guy. Their final form, Eldorado Soul, is an homage to a 80s Sentai called Galgaigar.
Oh, Galgaigar, yeah.
Yep, Galgaigar. And also, come on, nothing is cooler than fucking their, like, super Eldorado rocket punch, and then they pose and go, adios, amigos! It's so Sentai. It's so fucking Sentai. So those are my favorite character.
Character.
Yeah, character.
My favorite character. Okay, so this is a first on the G.A.P for me. Never before have I chose a villain as my favorite character.
It's the Claw
in a show. Yeah, my favorite character is the Claw.
Mm-hmm.
Because holy shit.
Yeah, the Claw is something, dude.
Holy shit. This is a fucking fantastic antagonist. Great fucking villain. I don't think I've seen a villain I've liked this much in a very, very long time.
Honestly, after watching this show, the Claw is one of the best villains I've seen in anime. To be perfectly honest with you,
he's great. He's fucking so happy. And the best thing this show did was keep him in mystery for so long.
Mm-hmm.
For so long. Even, I think by the end of the show, you're still not even sure what his main goal was.
You have no idea what he was going for. You have no idea what his actual name is.
Actual name is. And ironically, it's kind of important. It's kind of like you're like Vaughn, in that it's not important and you don't care because Vaughn doesn't care what his name is. He just wants him dead. So he never finds out his name. But one thing that makes the Claw so fascinating is that he doesn't act like a villain. He acts like this kindly old man who just really likes nature. He has puppies. He's very friendly. He lets his subordinates kind of like run the show. He doesn't like taking the spotlight. Whenever like one of his major subordinates comes in for advice, he gives them much. He's just such a fascinating villain, and yet somehow, because of that, he's all the more horrifying, terrifying, and just threatening. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he so believes in what he is doing is right is just makes him intimidating as all hell. Just when he shows up on screen, you can't help the reveal of who the Claw is amazing. He's Wendy's talking to this old guy, and you're just kind of like, okay, so there's gonna be this scene where like the old guy's gonna be like, go back to him or whatever. It's gonna be like this like one-off character, and then
Fossilina shows up and gives him his fucking claw,
and you're like, wait a fucking minute, it's this guy, and it's great. And I love it, and I don't know, I just love the Claw. The Claw's just a great villain.
Like, with the Claw, it's always the villains that act like normal people that are the most effective. Because it makes them feel realistic. Like, anyone could be this guy, the way he acts. Mm-hmm. It reminds me, honestly, a lot, this is going to be a weird comparison, but I think you guys will get it once I get into it. It reminds me a lot of Kira from JoJo. Like, when JoJo, when Part 4... was going on and Kira shows up, he just seems like this normal dude. Like, he's a businessman, he goes to work, he has his lunch in the park, he's just a normal dude. And then you find out, oh, this is the guy we were looking for, and he has the hands. It's like everything leading up to that moment is fucking perfect execution, because you just believe this is just another random person on the street. And that's what makes the Claw so effective as a villain, because it feels like you could just run into this dude in the middle of, like, anywhere. Like, in the middle of a city, a town. You could just walk past this dude on the street and have no idea who he is or what his true goals are. But once you find out who he is, it's like, oh, shit. Alright, this nice old dude turns out to be a fucking psychopath. And it's villains like that are, the way they're executed make them that much more weirdly relatable. And I think that makes a great villain. If they're relatable, that makes a great villain.
Yeah. I was 100% waiting for the reveal of the Claw. Oh, these fuckers aren't ready. They're not ready for this kindly old man to sit down with Wendy and be like, hey, so here's my ideas. What do you think? Okay, see you later. Have a nice day. Psych, it's the Claw!
Yeah, Psych, it's the Claw. and he's a fucking I don't know. I think the idea, and one of my one of my favorite things is that in the final episode we see a flashback to Helena and Vaughn's death.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty fucking sure that Helena's death was just a freak accident.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure he did that accidentally. Because there was a scene from earlier in the show where he's talking to one of his subordinates who's trying to go rogue, and he just goes up and hugs him, and he's like, "It's okay, we can work everything out, we're still friends." And then he just slashes him with his claw, and then just this, like, immediately, just like this wash of regret comes over his face, and he's like, "Oh no, I've done it again." And he like goes down to him and he starts crying and he's like, "I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry." I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? Like,
yeah, no, it's like he do it, but at the same time he keeps doing it. So does he know he's doing it? Is it like a subconscious thing? Is he some kind of like sociopath? Like, he's obviously sociopathic, like completely. But like it's because like he has no idea that what he's doing is like completely 100% wrong. He only sees the world in like logical by a logical point of like logical I don't even say logical, like an emotional perspective. I'd argue like it's really weird, odd, and out there. I've never seen a villain like him before.
Yeah,
and I just really love him as a villain. I think that it was either as like I love Vaughn, but at the same time, like I don't know, the Claw was great. I think he's just a great fucking villain.
Both, I gotta say, obviously a shout out to Kirk Douglas was the Claw, I believe, and
it's Kirk
Thornton.
Kirk Douglas.
Yeah, Kirk Douglas.
100-year-old.
Why do I keep accidentally naming real people, Matthew? Do you remember in my campaign what one of the characters' names is?
Fucking what's his name? Fucking
James McAvoy.
Yeah, James McAvoy.
I thought it was a fake name.
Get out of my head, Sean.
Oh, you mean Professor Xavier? Yeah, real original Spencer.
I thought it was a fake name, but no. Oh my god, why am I forgetting his name?
David Vincent?
David Vincent.
There you go.
Oh, David Vincent.
Call him
so
Vincent
good in
Daniel.
the role, dude.
Vincent Daniel.
Vincent Daniel. I apologize, David Vincent, if you're
Vincent
still doing,
Daniel.
If you're still doing voice work, I don't think you are. But yeah, fucking Vaughn would not be as good of a actor character if it wasn't for this performance, man.
No, David Vincent is gives the best performance in the entire show. Like,
and would it surprise you to know that this was his first role?
That seems real out there.
I don't believe you.
Oh,
this was his first lead role in an anime.
Well, holy fuck, he knocks it out of the goddamn park then.
Yeah, first lead role. Yeah, this is his first lead role. What the hell? That's a fucking...
Jesus Christ, he went so hard. Like,
yeah, he didn't need to. He did not need to do this.
First lead role, and then he went on the fucking Chinese guy.
The Chinese guy from
and he's
what?
also Bleach.
Code Geass.
Oh, shit, you're right.
Lee Shinkei, yeah.
Yeah, Shinkei was hit. Fuck.
He's Senketsu, too. He's Senketsu.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, no.
He's Grimjow.
He's Grimjow from Bleach. Yeah, no, yeah, he's Senketsu.
Oh, my God.
He is Arthur August Angel from Blue Exorcist. Yep, he's Senketsu from Kill la Kill.
He's the fucking sailor uniform.
Yes, he is.
He's the JoJo. Yeah, he's the JoJo narrator.
He is.
He's Gilgamesh from Fate. He plays a dog in Hunter x Hunter.
He's Tokugawa from Mob Psycho.
Holy God.
I think Shane's found a new favorite voice actor. Dude.
He is Finks in the Rabid Dog from episode 43 and 44 of Hunter x Hunter.
And of course, he's Robin from Fire Emblem. That's probably his most famous role outside of a couple of those. Is as Robin. In fact, you would think that he would win he would have won a role for any of those roles. In fact, no, it's his role as Robin that got him accolades. So, but yeah. So, but with every favorite character must come a least favorite.
Let's start with Spencer. I'm interested to see who Spencer's is.
Who's your least favorite character in the show, Spencer? Excellent choice.
No, I'm like, fuck. They're.
I don't like.
Well, because I love them all. Okay, I love them all. They're all very special to me in their own unique way. So I'm gonna have to be the guy that's like the whole. Just because it's my least favorite doesn't make it a bad character, kind of thing. And all my fucking, I don't. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna say in armor. I'm just gonna say in armor.
Armor.
Fuck you. I don't want to pick a person. They're all great. Okay.
On armor.
So I'm picking armor. So it's gonna be fucking random generator. Fucking.
Do we veto this?
This
Shane,
is.
do we veto this?
Sen of Sunday. There you go.
This is very questionable, Spencer.
I don't want to pick a human, okay? Fine.
I have a human. Matt has a human.
Who piloted Sen of Sunday? Because they're the worst. There you go.
Fucking Michael!
No, Michael was Sen of Saturday. Sorry. Michael was Soldate of Sunday.
That was Melissa.
There we go, Melissa. There we go. Fucking congrats. I don't want to pick a human being, okay? And Sen of Sunday is the worst of the original seven, so fuck you, Melissa.
Okay.
All right.
You die.
All right. So my least favorite character is a character I could not stand because there's no purpose for them, like, at all.
Oh, one of these characters.
They don't do anything, and they're annoyed. They're relentlessly annoying too, just like the double whammy. And Shane probably knows who it is because once I say the episode, he's gonna know exactly who it is.
Okay.
So fucking Catherine Nakata.
Oh, the fucking mermaid bitch.
What is her purpose? Please explain to me.
If we had a worst episode category, 17 easy. Like, this episode doesn't need to exist.
What is the point of this?
Her backstory is so stupid.
Her backstory is a meme. Like, it straight up feels like it came from like a fucking porn parody of Gunsword.
Like, literally, her backstory is like she was a scientist and she was a designer who was working on designing some quality men's underwear, and her partner, who was a man, said, "You know what? I'm not really a fan of those designs." And then she decided in that one instance that she hates men and she'll create a utopia where men are not allowed. Women only. Sorry, dudes.
But then she to herself when she sees her former love come in with the same underwear that she designed.
It's a fucking jockstrap. He's got like
it's a fucking jockstrap, and his dick is out and everything.
Never mind.
Admittedly, that's kind of funny, but like...
Okay. I forgot this character and this episode existed.
Oh, don't worry.
Are you changing your fucking...
I'm changing it to Catherine Nakata.
There we go, he picked the human.
I completely forgot about innovative metallic fiber underwear.
Yeah.
So she created a bikini kingdom.
Innovative metallic fiber is actually important to the story at hand because
it's their fucking swords!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it actually, it's relevant, so it's like, why? Why
However, after, when you read through the summary of the episode, and you get to the phrase, which had led her to build a bikini kingdom prospered by women. Fuck this. But don't worry, because you get to see all these characters in swimsuits.
You get to see... Do you want to see the entire female cast wearing skimpy bathing suits for 20 minutes? Here's your episode, boys.
Yeah, here you go. You get to see
half
Carmen
of them
99.
are underage, but whatever.
Why is she called Carmen 99?
Not 2 reasons why.
I don't know. It's never...
It is. No, it's actually explained. That what you thought was what you thought was a throwaway joke by Wendy to like shuttle into the next episode. It's actually the reason why she's called Carmen 99.
I'm looking into a camera that's not there. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's her bust. Yeah, it's 99 centimeters.
That's a big ass bust size.
Thank you for listening to
The
Gap.
You seen her?
If you like, I started playing the outro. We're done, boys. That's it. We'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to The Gap. If you like what you
Here we go. The 99 in her name is the size of her bust in centimeters, as well as the number of gadgets she hides on her body. Thus, Carmen 99.
How does she have 99?
Yeah.
That's never explained in show. Ever.
Yep. Also, don't worry, because I'm like 16% sure she's legal.
I think my score just went down.
Yeah, Carmen's easily in her 12.
She is fuckable. In many ways.
You've heard it first.
And I know Yukiko is as well.
Yukiko is definitely of age. The other two aren't.
Wendy's like 13, so no.
Wendy's like 13.
Priscilla's older, but not that much older.
Priscilla is in that weird area where she could possibly be like
18.
Fucking
20. 18,
but she could also be like 16, and I don't
condone this shit.
She seems more 16 from personality wise, it looks like. I like Priscilla a lot, actually. But yeah, Shane, who's your least favorite character?
Okay, my least favorite character is one...
Is it Catherine?
No, it's not Catherine. My least favorite character is a character that I'll agree with Matt on many points that he is a great antagonist and parallel to Vaughn.
Oh, yeah.
But there's some things that you just can't get over. So my least favorite character is the Triple W, William Will Woo. Mainly because, again, I agree with Matt. Great antagonist in the portion that he's in. He's a great parallel to Vaughn. I can't get over the Oedipus stuff, dude. I just can't. Like, when there's a scene of this guy in his mother's abandoned castle, sitting on her throne, underneath a giant portrait of her, butt naked, talking about how he wants to fuck his mother, and then sexual innuendo, whoop, his sword comes out and it's his big penis. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I can't get over that shit. Like... It's just gross. And every time he was on screen after that point, I was like, please go away. Please. It was like a mouse situation. I was like, just please go away. For the love of God. Leave.
No, so my Discord didn't explode. It just kind of like skipped. So, but I heard pretty much what you said. So.
Basically, Woo is a gross motherfucker. Don't fuck your mothers. Let it be known that we don't condone Oedipus complexes on the Gap.
I can't believe you had to say that.
I can't believe it's the anime community.
That we on the Gap, as a respected anime podcast of 15 views, have to state that we do not condone incest.
Don't fuck your mothers.
Don't fuck your mothers. Don't
fuck your family.
Get the fuck away from your sister.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This show's so stupid.
Anyway, who's your least favorite, Matt? Oh wait, we already did that. Fuck.
Yeah.
My brain,
you dumb.
My brain
dumb
shut.
Bitch.
I literally thought of Woo, and I was like, "Don't fuck your mother." Where are we?
Your brain, you had a fucking stroke, dude.
I had a fucking hernia.
Now, if I may, it's time for Spencer's thematic facts starring Spencer.
Thematic facts starring Spencer. Is that a new section?
Is that an episode title?
Thematic facts starring Spencer. Here we go. 1 thematic fact. Ray carries a gun sword. Looks like a sword, actually a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Vaughn carries a gun sword. Looks like a gun, is actually a sword. Ray is more samurai western inspired with his outfit. Vaughn is more western cowboy inspired. Vaughn uses a sword, meanwhile Ray uses a gun. Second point. Saudade, being Sunday, Saudade of Sunday. Saudade is Portuguese for missing. And what is the main point of a bunch of the episodes? Is trying to find Sunday. 2. Diablo means devil, obviously. Williams is called it's Merz of Tuesday.
Which forest.
Which is Finnish for forest. And a bunch of the other ones make sense. Dan is just Dan, because,
Dan with 2 N's.
2 N's.
Wake up, Dan.
Wake up, Dan. In the first episode, the no vacancy sign falls to create the words V-A-N for Vaughn.
The coolest shot in the fucking show.
Shot in the show.
Without a doubt. Fucking bush it like that, please. Get the unique shot composition like that.
Or when he throws the playing card up in the air and it freeze frames over the hole in the playing card.
Oh, and that's like the James Bond shit where it's zooms in.
Yeah. This show does a lot of really interesting camera tricks and stuff with these things. But I'm gonna get into the more crazy shit. There is a woman who drives her mech literally with her asshole. She is penetrated the entire time.
Oh, you're absolutely fucking right. She I remember that scene too, when she's gearing up and then she plugs in and she shoves it up her ass. I'm like, yeah. Hold on a sec here. Priscilla, you got something to say?
Priscilla is into some shit.
Man, that's probably why she got super into Vaughn. But 2, there is an actual sex scene in this show.
Oh yeah, there is penetration, there is riding,
there is an orgasm.
Orgasm.
She goes,
and that
Can we cut that?
No, it's in there, dude. I'm believing that shit.
That sounded like an actual orgasm, so I'm very concerned.
Fuck you.
I mean, I've had 1 or 2 in my day, so.
Okay, Shane.
You know what? I'm gonna continue with Spencer's thematic facts.
You want me to stop the episode?
No.
This is Matt, aka Legion Rex, and this has been
to a new episode of The G.A.P. Today we're covering the 2005 Mecha comedy action show Gun X Sword.
Yes,
and I guess the last thematic fact with Spencer is that watch this show, because it's thematically a lot more deeper than you think it is.
Yeah, let's go into it. Let's go into some of the extra stuff we want to talk about.
I love the animation of this show.
This is
a lot.
When we say this show is a prototype for Geass, we mean that in every sense of that phrase. From its visual style to its direction to just every way it's presented is just Geass 0.0.
Yeah, this is the pilot episode of Geass.
Basically, the 26 episode pilot.
It's a 26 episode pilot pitch for Geass, showing off how good of a mech director Goro Taniguchi is, which he is. He's a fucking amazing mech director, and he's worked on Mecha for years and years and years. He worked on a fuck ton of Gundam shows.
He worked on Stride.
fucking and he's still doing great shit today. Like he fucking he still works with the same writer, Hideki Kurata, a lot. He worked with him with fucking Maria the Virgin Witch, which is a very underrated show. Fucking he worked and fucking he still like is a great fucking director, and he has a sense of scale, a sense of speed, and a sense of like his mechs don't move like other mechs. His because when he does mecha, most mecha is usually like it can be slow and clunky, and kind of you feel the weight of them. His mechs don't move like mechs. His mechs move fast. They're fluid. They
move like an extension of a person.
Yeah, they do, and it's great. And I love, and they move a lot. Like the mechs in this move a lot like the nightmares do in Code Geass.
Yeah. Again, prototype Code Geass.
Vaughn is lanky as hell and looks like a character from Code Geass. Everyone lanky as fucking this.
It's just the art direction, man. Like
it looks like, and I mean this with all the compliments that come with it, kind of like a Bebop light.
It is a Bebop. This show is. Let's talk about how this show is influenced by literally every show that time during the Toonami boom. Bebop, Trigun,
Outlaw Star,
fucking Big O. This show is pretty much a fucking this show's pretty much an extension of all of that. A fan of that stuff, you're gonna like this because it has all of that cool stuff.
Did this air on Toonami back in the day?
No, it did not. It ended up not being popular enough to air on Toonami. Ironically enough, you would think that this is the kind of show that would have blown up on. This show would have been like a big hit on Toonami, and everyone would have been like, "Yeah, Guns, dude." There's like a show everyone, but no, it only aired. It did air in Canada though. It aired on. It aired during the anime current block on there. But I love the animation of this show. I love how fast the fights. The fight scenes are so fucking fast.
Yeah, Taniguchi has a sense of speed that no other director really has. Like when things get going, they get going. Like this show hits its clip like almost immediately.
Yeah. I love the fight scenes. I also love the fucking. I love how this show, like, the cast is just really likable. This is a really likable cast of characters. Even if it took Shane a while to get used to them, I think.
Like, okay, a lot of the characters that are introduced early on, I wasn't too fond of. Like, I wasn't really a fan of Wendy at first. I wasn't really a fan of Carmen at first, because she just seemed like a fucking bitch. Joshua was annoying at first. Priscilla, I'm still kind of torn on Priscilla, even after the show's ended. It's just eh. A lot of them did turn around for me, and I think a lot of that has to do with the writing, because this show is written very well when it really gets going. Like, we talked about it before with, like, the Claw and Vaughn. Like, a lot of these characters get really good development.
Yeah. Yeah, this show has very good character. This show's got very good character writing. Like, it's very, very good character writing. Anything else in particular you want to mention, Shane, that we haven't brought up yet that you want to mention?
The soundtrack.
Oh yeah, soundtrack's lit. It's very lot of horns.
Yeah, I really like the orchestral feel to the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's the same guy who did the music for Code Geass. Well, one of the two. It's two people who did the music for Code Geass, but it's the same
What
guy.
a thought!
And Code Geass has like the same like jazz feel to it.
Yeah.
Almost.
It's like a jazz orchestra.
Yeah.
I want to bring up, special.
Yaoi book.
Special Yaoi book.
Special Yaoi book.
I want to bring up the fact that I actually enjoy how the OP kind of deals with the fact that, like, this is going to be a Western, but it's also Japanese.
Whoa!
Because it has those, like, those Japanese hand flutes, horn, like, Like, it sounds like a Naruto song.
What? My God, you're right.
Like,
holy shit.
Yeah. It sounds like something that like part of like the original Naruto soundtrack. Like but like it's that brings that feel of like the fact that it can feel like this tense kind of music followed by this sweeping gravitas full orchestra of like, yeah, Vaughn's gonna do it. And guess what? We haven't touched on it. Vaughn does it. He wins.
Yeah,
he gets his revenge.
I love how that scene's I love how the scene's handled. Because he walks into the mech like a fucking badass, and the Claw's just there, and just like, we can still work this out, friend, and without missing a fucking beat, slices him straight in half, and then just walks away. I'm like,
and guess what?
Oh shit.
It deals with something that doesn't happen a lot in anime, which is, congratulations, you've defeated the villain who kills your wife, you've got your revenge, now what the fuck do you do?
Now what? Like, what do you do?
Because you have no purpose anymore.
You literally, your entire purpose, your entire life up until this point has been to fulfill this goal of revenge. Now that you got it, where do you go from here? Like,
where do you go from here? And I love the final scene of this show where Vaughn walks in.
It's so fucking stupid, but I wouldn't expect anything less from this goddamn show.
It's kind of a perfect bookend. It's like the ending of this show is kind of weird, actually, because I don't know how to feel about it. It simultaneously like wraps everything up in a nice little bow, but at the same time doesn't at all.
No, it leaves it completely open.
It's the weirdest ending. Like, it feels like that. Like, they were like, yeah, if we're popular enough, we're gonna get a season 2.
Oh, lol.
Which never happened ever.
I was so taken aback by it, because it's like, you have this really emotional climax, it's super satisfying, Vaughn finally kills the Claw, everyone wins, they're all alive, they all go their separate ways, and then literal years pass, and we see, like, an adult Wendy talking to a reporter, reminiscing about her time with Vaughn, and they're like, so you think Vaughn's still out there? They found a body dressed in black a little while ago. You don't think that's him? And she's like, no, I have more faith in Vaughn. I think he's fine. And right on fucking cue, he walks in and he's like, excuse me, you got any milk? And then they just see each other, and it's like the fucking Spider-Man meme. They're like, you!
And then the show ends.
And it just ends. Yep. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, this show.
Also, I just checked the sales for this show. I'm actually shocked this show didn't get a season 2, because it actually sold pretty well, like 5,000. I'm surprised it's fucking, for comparison's sake, it sold more than Golden Kamuy did.
Ouch. Oh. That's weird.
I'm gonna say that while this was a prototype of Geass, it also fell into a lot of the same holes that Geass fell into. So we're going to talk about some criticisms.
It has a lot more problems than Geass does.
It has so many more problems than Geass.
No, but but I mean, like, some of those problems are still seen in Geass.
Well, yeah, that's just because of the style that carried over.
Yeah. Exactly. So the one that you guys are probably going to talk about the most is that this show spins its wheels a lot.
Oh my fucking god!
This show could have easily been 13 episodes and been fine.
Why is this so 20?
This show wastes so much goddamn time. Like, it got to a point where it was just frustrating. Because it's like, the infinitely more interesting aspects of the show is everything to do with the Claw in the original 7. So why the fuck are we going to Mermaid Land? Like, why?
Why are we dealing with this fucking, like, why is Vaughn being chased by this Bonnie and Clyde couple want to steal his armor for their...
I will not have you bad talk Honey Cherry and fucking Clyde. Clat. Sorry, it's Clat.
But what was their point?
Their point was, hey, remember Pulp Fiction?
And then it turns into fucking The Godfather at the end, and literally Marlon Brando is there.
Yes, but we also
sounds exactly like Marlon Brando.
Yes, but we also have the greatest scene, which is Vaughn fucking riding in on a wave.
Where'd he get the surfboard?
Where did he get the surfboard?
It's like the police teacher thing. Like, where did she get a convertible? Where the fuck did Vaughn get a surfboard?
I just no, like fucking some of these episodes, like fucking what's another one of those like fucking weird like this episode the show has so many episodes like that in its first half where it's just kind of like why are we here? Like the fucking like Kaji, whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh my god, when he showed up at the end, I was like, you've gotta be fucking joking. Like, why is he still here? This fucking weird sailor motherfucker, like...
He looks like he should have a French accent, but doesn't.
He doesn't! And it's like... Honestly, like, we're making a ton of jokes, and we're having a lot of fun talking about this shit, but this is actually a huge issue with this fucking show. Like...
It spins its wheels so... And even, like, in the half, when you... you think the plot's going somewhere, it doesn't. Because they're looking for the claw, but they never seem to catch him, so it's kind of like they're just wandering around, not doing anything.
Yeah, it's like they're walking in place, and it's like, can we just get going, please? Like, and because of that, this show has horrendous pacing at points. Like, good God, man.
Yeah, the pacing, and because of the fact that they spin their wheels so much of the first day, they have the base spread out. And I noticed the problem watching the final couple of episodes of the show. They have to spread out in 2 episodes into like 6 episodes of content.
Yeah.
And it's kind of dragged.
It's weird because it drags a ton, and you're right, it does have to spread all of that shit out in the last quarter, but it also feels weirdly rushed in places. Like, I don't know, it just, to me, it felt like they backloaded a lot of the important shit, and because of that, like, as dope as those final few episodes are, because it really ramps up near the end, it's weirdly slow, yet oddly fast at the same time. Like, shit just kind of happens, and it's this weird parallel to how the first half went about things, where it's just like, hey, we're in this town, and there's a dragon or something. I don't fucking know.
We're in this town, and everyone has, we're in a town, and there's a man who's literally fucking called Baron Mayer or something. What the fuck is his name?
It's Count Baron Mayer,
and they all have fucking beards that stretch and shit,
and fucking kill people.
It's a mustache.
It's a mustache that straight up can destroy a building.
Yeah. His name is Baron Mayer.
Yeah, his name is Councilman Baron Mayer, and it's the funniest shit. Oh, man.
Yeah. Also, I have an issue. I also have an issue. I also have an issue with some of the fucking like you said, the plot. Like, the thing is that ostensibly with a simple plot like this, for some reason the show has can't seem to commit to one tone, like, at all.
Oh yeah, it is tonal whiplash. It's the definition of this show. Like, it just bounces all over the place, and it goes back and forth between wacky, silly bullshit and really dramatic, serious stuff. Like, oh, it's a revenge story. Now we're getting chased by clowns. Like, it's just weirdly all over the place, and all of the pacing issues that come with it is just like a 1-2 combo, and it really drags things down.
It gets a bit funky dunky, but let's not forget So we make the jokes because, yeah, this show ain't perfect. Frankly, a lot of anime isn't perfect. A lot of the anime that we're watching this season, we'll watch next season, probably won't be perfect. But you know what? Mob Psycho might be perfect, but we don't talk about Mob Psycho on this show because it's perfect and it ruins the point.
I mean, we talked about season 1. So
yeah, I mean, Mob Psycho ruins a lot of other anime. Let's be real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I just, it's just so wacky. Okay, Vaughn doesn't remember any woman's names except for Priscilla.
Like,
who he remembers immediately upon
I'm pretty
her.
sure that in a fucking I don't know why it doesn't give it as to why he fucking remembers Priscilla. What is it?
Yeah, because Priscilla's the best girl.
maybe he wants to fuck.
No,
I mean, he has Helena, dude.
He has Helena. My favorite part about that is that he's like, we can't get married, but I'll go on a date with you. And she's like, oh, okay. And then he kills Claw and just gets the fuck out of He just fucks off.
He just fucking leaves and it's like, bye.
And he's like, LOL, bye.
And she's like, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna use my rabbit armor brownie to... It's wacky, okay? It's
also, fucking Vaughn uses... Shane thought I was joking.
Yeah.
The fucking condiments
all
thing?
the condiments.
Like, alright, I'm a dude, I'm a weird dude when it comes to condiments. Like, I'll put shit on whatever that you don't think will go with the food, and then I was like, alright, he uses all the condiments, that's no big deal, I'm the same way. Yeah, I wasn't ready for that shit.
Yeah,
No.
as all of us go, no, he uses all the condiments.
Like, he literally every time they're at a restaurant, he calls for all of the condiments. He literally just unscrews all the bottles and just empties it onto his food. Like, whatever it is. Steak, pasta, fucking soup, lobster. It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter, and he says something different every time he eats.
Whoa, that's spicy!
So sweet!
So bland!
That's my favorite one. So bland!
When they're in the fancy restaurant.
And you can't use the condiments. So bland! Fucking Vaughn is like the scene in the fancy restaurant is actually one of my favorite scenes of the show. Yeah. I really love that scene because it's just fucking Wendy. Basically, Wendy has like a fucking crush on Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
And of course Vaughn doesn't give a shit because it's like, oh, it's a 13-year-old girl. Why?
Stop it.
No, it's funny. And Vaughn doesn't. So, but Wendy is called. Wendy's like, hey, you need to be more proper. This is like a fancy restaurant. And then Vaughn is just like, wait, what were you saying? I was busy eating my food off.
I love the fact that Wendy goes out of her way to dress up fancily and act proper, and then even she can't hold it up because she smudges her lipstick, like, immediately.
Yeah, well, can't hold... She doesn't know... It's like one of those stages where, like, you know, it's one of those stages where, like, you see this trope a lot in, like, a lot of media where, like, they, like, someone has a crush on someone and they don't know how to, like, fucking dress fancy, so they dress fancy and they just completely botch it.
Yep.
That's pretty much what Wendy does.
So Wendy did.
Another one of my favorite scenes is from the first episode where Wendy's like, I will let you be my my husband, and he's just like, and she's like, I can clean, and she's like, and he's like, I'm a virgin, and she's like, so am I, and he's like,
And then he says the same thing to Priscilla. He's like, sorry, I'm a virgin. She's like, oh, cool, what's that?
Oh, you're 6. What? It's like, what, Priscilla? You're like... You know what that is.
She's like 17. She's
we have no idea, dude.
She's on
Vaughn is the rare protagonist who saved himself for marriage. Like, every time.
He was saving himself for the one marriage.
Yeah, the one marriage, and then this Claude motherfucker shows up.
And
now he's like, oh, I guess I'm never having sex ever.
Which is probably why he gets all the condiments.
Because there's no other way he can get that wet.
He can get that off. But
what if? Oh my god! What if every time he gets the condiments and he blurts out that shit, it's his version of an orgasm? So bland. That's when he fakes it.
Oh, bland. Salty.
My favorite was the first episode where he goes, "Damn, that's good."
Damn, that's.
Oh god, this fucking show, man.
Why did he scream out
I'm so happy that you two enjoyed this.
Yeah, okay, we gotta clarify. Regardless of how many issues this show has, and it has a lot, it could have been half the length, the
so
pacing's all over the place, so is the tone. This show is fucking fun as hell. Like, we really enjoyed watching it, regardless of the issues that we ended up having.
I was so... Okay, to give a bit of an insight, I was so worried, because I've seen this show 3 times, okay, and I really, really like it. But I knew all of the issues going into it. So I'm like... I didn't want to be like, hey guys, just so you know, there's some tonal issues, you know. I wanted them to figure that out for themselves. But most importantly, I wanted them to have genuine reactions to the insanity of Gunsword. Because it's one of the most ridiculous anime ever made.
Oh, it's apparent from the fucking beginning, dude. When fucking Lucky shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky.
Or the fact that Wendy's fucking crystal turtle thing.
What even is that thing? I don't know. Like, what's the purpose?
Can we talk about the fact that they lost all their money trying to, like, gamble?
No, they won.
Money,
dude.
No, sorry. Money because Wendy put her turtle thing into a race and it won, so they bought a blimp ticket.
They bought a fancy blimp.
Fuck, this show is dumb.
This show's dumb and it's fun, regardless of what's wrong with it. It's fun as shit.
Final scores time. Alright,
okay. So get the old calculator, because I know what I'm giving you. So let's start with you, Shano.
Okay. Shane, what's your final score?
I think Matt and I have the same score. Because again, regardless of how many issues this show has, pacing and tone are all over the place. It easily could have been half the length. They spend too much time on frivolous bullshit instead of the stuff that actually matters and is interesting. Regardless of all of that, it is a fun ride. If you're looking for a show that is just a fun time where you can sit down and just watch it and enjoy the ride, this is the show for you. If you like Mecha, this is the show for you. If you liked Geass and you haven't seen this yet, maybe check this out, because a lot of things about Geass now make a lot more sense after watching this. And it's really impeccable how much Taniguchi improved things with Geass after this.
Yeah.
But regardless of how much fun I had, the issues are just too many to ignore. So in the end, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Because it is a good show, and it is a very fun show to watch. But there's just too much wrong with it to really make me give it higher than a 7. I was going to go for an 8. But then the further you get in, the more the issues start to become apparent. So, solid 7 out of 10. Really fun watch. But there's a lot wrong with it. Just make sure you know that going in.
Yeah. Spencer?
Call this easy 8 out of 10. Easy out of 10. I cannot recommend this show enough to people that just to watch it. Even if you end up not liking it, you know what? It's your own thing. I don't like a lot of anime that other people like. So, I mean, the big one that everybody brings up is that I don't like Dead Man Wonderland at all.
You know, we're gonna get to the point where we cover that on the show and you have to rewatch it, and then you're probably gonna do like a 180.
I still don't think I'm going to be as 180 as what you think, but it might happen. But this show is so fun, okay? And David Vincent gives a fucking A-plus performance as Vaughn of the Dawn. And everybody does their goddamnedest. And yeah, it's not perfect. but it's just that right amount of insanity kind of mixed in that when you go from this to a year later he does Geass, you can totally see that. And because of that, 8 out of 10.
Yeah. I'm going to give very solid 7 out of 10. This is the example. I'm going to use the same ranking. I'm going to do the same thing I did when I rated High School the Dead as 7 out of 10. It's a very, very flawed show that in a lot of ways shouldn't be as good as it is, but due to some really great direction and writing, the show it's some great character work and some great direction. The show really works most of the time. It just spends too much time on frivolous garbage and but honestly, I had a blast with Gunsword, and I completely why it has a cult following now. I completely understand why this show has a massive cult following. So yeah, that is my that is my final.
That gives us an average score of 7.3 out of 10.
7.3, which is the same on Mal.
Yeah, it's the same on Mal. So hey, there you go.
There you go.
I think that's a first. That's a gap. Agree with the Mal.
That very rarely happens.
All right, and with that, it's like we pick the next featured anime on the podcast. If you guys don't know how this works, is that every podcast we rotate between one that me or Shane, or one on the randomizer. Since Gunsor was better on the randomizer, we move on to one that me or Shane picks. It is Shane's turn to pick. As I picked the last one, which was Geass, for this one. So Shane, which anime do you have in store for us to watch?
All right, now the anime I'm picking, by the time we get to covering it, will be very relevant, because the second season is going to be airing just a week after the podcast. It's a show that has had a very huge following since it aired. It's seen a lot of success. For the longest time, it was in my top 5 favorite anime of all time, until another show, sadly, knocked it out of the top 5, but it's still one of the best anime I've ever seen. It is a fucking sight to behold. So next time on The G.A.P, for my pick, we're going to be covering the 2015 action comedy series from One Punch Man. We're finally fucking doing it. We're going to watch One Punch. It's going to be fucking great because One Punch is incredible. I can't wait to talk about this show.
We've been wanting to cover this show for a while. This is a show that we've been very excited. I'm so excited for One Punch Man. I get to rewatch it again.
Yeah, we all get to rewatch it because One Punch is one of the easiest watches. Like, it goes by like that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
I watched like 9 episodes in one day, dude.
And I mean, hey, if Josh, who's muted in the chat, wants to give a word on One Punch, he totally can right now.
Yes.
Thank you, Josh.
He didn't give a word. But if I can give 2 words, I have to say this.
All right.
Thank you.
Is that copyright?
Yeah, content ID.
Nope. 12 seconds.
12 seconds. All right, and with that, I think it's time we here. I think it's time we wrap up here. My name is Matt, aka Legion Rex, for the G.A.P. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. At Legion Rex. You can also and with me, I have my co-host Shane, aka the Bearded One. You can find him on Twitter and on YouTube at Bearded Gaming Network, where he posts Let's Plays, he posts other videos. He recently is getting back into the game, and he has posted some really good content recently. So I highly recommend you go check that out. With us, we also have our co-host Spencer. You can find him on Twitter at Beery Burton with 2 E's.
2 E's.
And with that.
Hey, that was better, Dr. Pepper.
And with that, I'm pretty sure it's time for us to wrap up.
Yep.
We've had we'll see you all next time for One Punch Man.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you all have a great. I hope you have.
Yes. We'll see you next time for One Punch.
Yes. Yeah, see y'all later.
Thank you for listening to The G.A.P. If you like what you've seen, you can subscribe to the G.A.P Podcast YouTube channel to get the latest podcasts as they go live. Be sure to like and comment and let us know what you guys think of the show. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.